morning! So I thought that this weekend would be a good weekend to revise an oldie but a goodie. Now this dumpling is my favorite at dim sum. I used to make it with my grandma all the time, and there's peanuts and there's vegan shrimp and there's just all different types of textures in it, and of course it's wrapped in that clear dumpling wrapper so that you can see through all of the good stuff. So I can't wait to show you guys the recipe. So in the original recipe, I had you all start off with vegan shrimp, and not everyone could find that. So instead, I am going to take a piece of konjac jelly that is seaweed flavored. And anyone who has tasted this before can tell you it tastes very much of seafood. So it's an excellent substitute for vegan shrimp. And I'm just going to dice these guys into really small pieces before putting them into a pot of cold water. Now, I believe starting them in cold water will get them into a firmer state once you bring it to a boil. So only do it for about a minute because you don't want all of that seaweed flavor to escape. You very much still want it to be like shrimp. And what I ended up doing was putting it into a 300-degree Fahrenheit oven for 15 minutes just to kind of dry them out and firm them up some more. Now, step 2 is marinating the vegan beef crumbles. There's in general a lot of steps to dim sum, so just make sure that when you make it, you make a lot of it. So I have some Shaoxing rice wine, some vegan bouillon powder, sugar, some cornstarch, and then I'm going to end with right around a half a teaspoon of the Lee Kum Kee sesame oil so that it gets like nice and nutty and aromatic. Now time for the vegetable part of the filling. So I have chopped up really finely some shiitake mushrooms, some water chestnuts, salted radish. Make sure it's the salted kind and not the sweetened kind. Some peanuts, some carrots as well, and all the recipe is going to be down below. And I'm just gonna mix it all together and then put in the vegan shrimp and the rest of the marinade. So I have some salt and white pepper, some bouillon powder, and then this is an oldie but a goodie, the Lee Kum Kee vegetarian stir-fry sauce, which I use a lot of as my vegan oyster sauce. So I'm gonna put that in, a little bit of cornstarch, and then once again the Lee Kum Kee sesame oil, just to add a little bit of nuttiness. I'm gonna do things a little bit differently and add in 3 to 4 tablespoons of water right now, and that combined with the cornstarch will form kind of a sauce later on. So normally you fry this mixture in a bit of oil before adding in the cornstarch and the water. I just don't like all of that oil in my food anymore. So that little bit of sesame oil should do, and you're gonna cook this on kind of like medium high heat for 3 to 4 minutes, just until the vegetables soften. And then I'm going to add in the beef crumbles and really once that's all warmed, just take it off to the side and your filling is all set. So a quarter cup of cilantro finishes everything off, and while this mixture cools, you guys can go ahead and create the dumpling wrappers. So I've made these clear dumpling wrappers with you guys before. I'm going to link it down below, but instead of dividing it up into 16 pieces, I want you guys to do it into 12 because I want these wrappers to be a bit thicker. And then, as usual, try not to overstuff it. I'd say like a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. And then just fold it into a half moon shape and make sure to press the filling towards the center because you want a good, probably like 3/8 of an inch to make your folds later. And this is for those of you who want it to look pretty pristine, but if you want to get rid of some of the cracks on the edges, you can just trim that off like that right now. So as you can see, I'm just making accordion shapes to kind of pretty wide folds, and that's how you get the typical dumpling shape like this. If you guys don't really want to do it, you can just keep it at a half moon shape, but afterwards just kind of like pinch it together so that everything will stick together. So this is a stage where you can put it into the freezer right now and then you can deal with these guys later, but if not, you just want to stick it into a bamboo steamer and steam these guys on high for right around 12 to maybe 14 minutes or so. Oh, this is still the scene that stole the show. I love seeing dumplings come straight out of the steamer. So if you guys want, you can brush it with a light layer of oil and then that'll keep kind of the moisture all inside, or you guys can just basically eat it right away. I love how you can see through the wrapper and see all of the goodies on the inside. I'm just gonna sprinkle it with a little bit of cilantro, and that's honestly, it's really just for pictures. You don't have to eat it like that. There are peanuts and water chestnuts and like sesame covered beef crumbles. I love all of the textures to this dumpling. Anyways guys, there you go. We have these Chiu Chow Gor Dumplings, and they're definitely my favorite, and hopefully it might become your favorite too. As usual, if you want to see more recipes like this, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you all again next time. Bye!